friends, and welcome back to my channel. For today's pick a card, we are going to be taking a look at who are you becoming. And this is all based off the current energies in your life, the current ideas, ambitions, worries, doubts. We're going to be looking at all of those things and see how they're kind of working together to create the reality that you are kind of currently manifesting. And something that I just want to say before we get started, if there's anything that you ever hear in a reading that you're like, I kind of would prefer something else, like a different outcome, the good news is that you have free will and you can create the exact reality that you would prefer. And based off of the information here, if there is something you want to shift, you'll be able to know what to do to make the proper adjustments to lead you in the right direction of creating your desired reality. And also, I will put a timestamp in the description and comments below for whenever we start the pick a card and for each individual reading. But really quick, before we get started, I just kind of want to showcase something that I have created that kind of goes along with my tarot reading. So one thing that I would like to mention, I've mentioned it before, but I do offer personal tarot readings as well as this. And if that's something you're interested in, you can hit me up on Instagram, you can DM me, and we can go from there. But I have also created these spell jars, and I want to show you these spell jars. I love them so much, and I've put a lot of hard work into them. So they're all inspired by different major arcana cards out of the tarot deck. So whenever I'm giving my in-person readings, I give you the reading and then give you my best suggestion for which spell jar suits your needs based off of what we found out in your reading. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you some of them. So this one is based off the Star card. So in each of my jars, there's a different arrangement of crystals, herbs, and then if you can see it, there's a little scroll in there. I have some handwritten affirmations that go along with that specific jar. And you can use these in meditation and rituals. You can put it on your altar. You can do all sorts of stuff. So they're each unique and they each have different intentions. And of course, you can get these individually or you can get it with a tarot reading. Yeah, they're all different. They're all beautiful. They all have their very own unique purpose. And I just wanted to let you know that I now provide spell jars, and I'm happy to make a custom spell jar as well if that's something you're interested in. So enough about that. I just wanted to share. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into today's pick a card. So let's go ahead and get started with our pick a card. So here we have piles 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on each pile, there is a different crystal on top. Now what you're going to do is use your intuition to figure out which one of these piles has the correct message for you. Now you'll find that either you're going to be more attracted to one of the piles or crystals, as in you kind of can't help but keep looking at that one. That's probably your intuition telling you that that's the right pile for you. And if you find that you're having a hard time tapping into your intuition, you can either close your eyes, whichever number 1 through 4 pops up first, that's going to be the pile for you. Or something I personally like to do is I would look at my geode here and then shift my attention to my peripheral vision. And that's when I'm going to recognize that one of these piles has that natural magnetic pull that is making me want to look at it. And I would know that that's the pile for me. So there are timestamps in the description below. That way, whenever you figure out which one is for you, you can go ahead and skip right over to your reading. But here on pile 1, we have some citrine. And on pile 2, we have some amethyst. Pile 3, some amazonite. And pile 4, some labradorite. Okay, so I will go ahead and see you in your reading. Group 1, this is going to be your reading on who are you becoming. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, group 1, who are you becoming? So to begin with, we have the 10 of Cups. So this is a card of harmony, like happiness, fulfillment. Think about it as the rainbow after the storm. So I feel like perhaps a lot of you have been having some experiences in life that have maybe felt like an uphill battle, that it just felt like you're putting in so much work, you're trying so hard because you just want to get to your end goal. You want to feel more of a sense of security, more of a sense of like you can calm down and stop, focusing so much on working so much. And this could be like actual career work. It could be working on yourself. It could be working on a family dynamic, like just anything that you find that you're working really hard to get to a point of feeling fulfilled in it. I feel like you are now coming to a position where you're really going to get to see like, oh my gosh, I can finally like breathe. I can take a step back and I can be so thankful and so proud of where I'm at, and just it's gonna feel more freeing, more like meant to be. So I'm getting kind of like more lighthearted, really happy energy. So whatever it is that you've been working really hard towards, I think you're finally getting to a point where you're gonna feel like a sense of completion and satisfaction, and just overall like harmony, more harmony in your life. This card also, before we get into the Two of Wands being reversed, this card also is a lot about like family or your home. So I feel like this overall kind of is in regards to your home. So this, if you have a family, then you and your family. If it's just you, then just you, but whoever is in the home. Okay, so just more of a sense of harmony and being on the same page, and just growth towards your own personal home life goals. And then here we have the Two of Wands being in reverse. So this talks about the potential of the future planning. And with this card being in the reverse, this tells me that there's maybe just a little bit of some uncertainty and like the stepping stones of exactly getting to where it is that you want to be. But that's something that you should try and not worry about too much. Like if you can just keep your mind focused on how you want to be feeling, your end goal, all of those things, and try and not worry so much about how am I even going to do that? Or what if these other things happen and that makes it not happen, right? So all those worries, those doubts that kind of like block us off to even receiving what it is that we're asking for, or looking for, or trying to create in our lives. Basically, those doubts, those worries, like try and recognize that like it's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to not know what exactly steps are gonna be taken so you can get to the point of feeling this sense of harmony and happiness in your life. Next, we have the Judgment card. So this is absolutely like where you're supposed to be headed. You're in alignment. This is like your true calling. So the direction it is that you're going in, whatever it is that you've been working to create, more of a sense of, I feel like routine, stability, structure, just overall like more kind of put together, I guess, for lack of better phrasing. I feel like maybe there's been a lot of inner like emotional healing going on, and just more like self-awareness that's kind of creating this ability to be like, okay, I know what I want to be doing on like a personal level, as far as like what I'm eating, how I'm talking to myself, like all of these things that affect your like right then and the now kind of things. I think I hope I explained that okay. But I feel like the ability to take action on those things that are providing more of a sense of structure and stability in your life, more of a sense of feeling like you're in control and on top of it, like you're making good choices, like all of that is leading you in this direction of harmony and alignment, and it's just going to make it so much easier to continue to follow your dreams and keep like implement the things that you are wanting to start implementing into your life. So let's do some more cards and see what else we can find out about who you are becoming. So we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is a card of collaboration and creation. So I really feel like you're stepping up into a position in your life where it's like, okay, I'm not going to hold back on my ideas and what it is that I want for myself. I'm going to reach out to others if I need it. I'm going to ask for help where I need help. And I'm going to get these ideas to be more than just ideas. I'm going to get them going. I'm going to get them in the creation process. So for some of you, you may, again, like for some of you, if this is like just in the home, then this is that like we're going to get this stuff going as far as like structure, organization, maybe even making the home just feel more homey as far as creation in that sense. Or for some of you, this could be like in the workplace. It's like, okay, I'm feeling more harmonious and complete with my sense of self and in my home. And now this is allowing me more like freedom and more of a clear mind to feel motivated and ready to take action on creating what it is that I want for myself career-wise. Maybe some of you are like starting your own business, or you already have your own business, but it's like, okay, now we really got some ideas flowing and we're going to make them happen. We also have the Emperor. So this goes along with kind of what I was just saying, like you're like stepping up into a position in your life where you're like, I am ready to do the things that I've been wanting to do. So you are really stepping up into more of a leadership position over your life. You're going to feel more confident in yourself, and you're going to have just much more of a sense of direction in what it is that you're doing. We have the King of Wands. This is also very like in charge leadership energy. The wands have to deal with our morals and our actions and how they like all align together with our belief system, right? Like if they're in alignment with each other. And the King of Wands, like that's exactly what he is. He is so, what am I trying to say? Like he inspires himself because he is so sure of who he is and what he believes in and what he wants for himself, that he is his own inspiration. So I feel like that's also kind of where you're getting to. It's like no longer looking for outside sources of validation or outside like sources of like, maybe one day the things that I want will just kind of fall into my lap and it'll all work out and I don't have to worry about it. But now it's like, no, like I'm making it happen. I am not just going to be sitting here waiting for something to happen. Like I am confident in myself and I know that I can create exactly what it is that I need to create. So, okay. And then we have the Justice card in reverse. So any areas of your life that are imbalanced, that's what you're going to be focusing on to really get this going. So if there is a work-life balance, like imbalance, or if you find there's like personal life versus friend life imbalance, or if there's even just an imbalance in where your energy is going, maybe you're kind of putting yourself last. Maybe you're putting everybody else above you and you kind of forget to like take care of yourself, nurture yourself, whatever that may be. Or if there's an imbalance in like your sleep schedule, I'm kind of getting that for some of you. Whatever it is that's imbalanced in your life, it's once you start taking action with those things, with balancing those things out, that is what is really going to just like continue this snowball effect of like stepping into your power, gaining more clarity over the direction it is that you're going and what it is that you're creating for yourself, and feeling more and more grateful and realizing like, oh my gosh, like everything really is working out for me. Everything that I want, I'm seeing it slowly unfold in front of my face. So let's go ahead and do some oracle cards to see what else we are getting about who it is that you are becoming. Work through your fears. So you are absolutely stepping up into a position where not only are you taking charge of your life, but you are like no longer letting fears, anxiety, worry, doubt be who is in control. You are now in control. So the ability to step out of your comfort zone and face those parts of you that you do need to change. Like, for example, let's say there is an imbalance in maybe your sleep schedule, right? And maybe part of you is like, this is just an example. So take this example and then apply it to where it makes sense to your situation, okay? But like, let's say let's say before bed is the only time that you get to yourself. And so you often find yourself like staying up really late, watching stuff, eating snacks, whatever. And you're like knowing that you need to have a better sleep schedule, but you continue to make that choice, right? And so when you look at it on like a deeper perspective, really like there is a fear of missing out on time, missing out on like time for yourself, missing out on fun, missing out on that, right? And that's kind of why you continue to maybe make the poor choice. So that situation can apply to many different scenarios. And you're really being called to like look at these things and say, okay, what am I scared of here? Why am I not making the choice that I know will make me feel better? Because honestly, even though you would be quote unquote sacrificing some alone time so you can get some better sleep, think about how much better you're going to feel the next day when you're actually rested. And then believe it or not, you're probably going to find time for yourself throughout the day because you're not so groggy and moving so slow throughout the day. Like, we tend to forget how much time is wasted whenever we're checked out or really tired or not putting ourselves first. So again, that's just one example, but you're really being called to look at things and ask yourself, what am I scared of? Why am I not making the choice that I know I need to make? And then adjustments are required. Absolutely. That's what I was just saying. Let's do one more moon card here. And a fiery climax approaches. So like I said earlier, I really think like once you start making these adjustments and you really start to notice, oh my gosh, this does make me feel better. This is really working out like in my favor pretty well. You are really going to start to notice just how much everything else starts to work out too. And that's where that fiery climax approaching kind of comes in, because you're like, oh my gosh, like everything is going really smooth. What happens when I keep going, when I keep doing this? Abundance. So yeah, for some of you, if this is like business related, career related, you are absolutely bringing in more abundance, more money into your life, which will contribute to your sense of stability and harmony in the home, which would make a lot of sense. Like having more abundance, you can create the exact home life it is that you are looking for. And then again, for those of you where this isn't work related and it's just in the home, then this is an abundance in love, in harmony, in connection. And all of those things are an exchange of like energy, which in return is kind of like a currency, right? So abundance in all the things it is that contribute to your sense of security and stability. And then here we have Transcendence. So I love this card because it's a transformation, but on a more spiritual level, like opening up your crown chakra, becoming more connected with your higher self. And also it's like raising your vibration, raising your frequency, because now that you're overcoming these fears and you're stepping up into your full potential, like that's when we're the most connected with ourselves. That's when we're vibrating at a frequency that is equal to our desires. So this is definitely a transition on a much more like sacred spiritual level for you. Okay, now let's do one of these. Psychic protection. So I feel like your discernment, your ability to be able to connect with your intuition and have discernment and know like what is meant for me, what is not meant for me. That is going to be amplifying. And also something that I am getting that I think would be really beneficial for you with psychic protection. I think if you're not already, definitely be actively like cleansing yourself in the morning or before bed. Like don't hold on to any excess energies, because that's something that could potentially slow you down or weigh you down or make you feel tired. So make sure that you are regularly cleansing yourself, keeping yourself protected, and in return, through this transition, you will be amplifying your intuitive abilities. So the very last thing we're going to do is we're just going to pull a few affirmation cards because they are so cute, and I really think they're a good touch to the end of a reading. So group 1, be kind to your mind. This is so incredibly important when we are making such a huge transition in our life and stepping up into our power, because sometimes we maybe put unrealistic expectations on ourselves. And, when we don't meet the unrealistic expectations, it's so easy to get disappointed or be hard on ourselves. So being kind to our mind is really important, because we can't shame ourselves into success. We can only love and encourage ourselves into success. And here we have, I create my own path and I walk it with joy. So like I was saying earlier, you're not going to be caring at all about fitting in or being what other people might think you're supposed to be. You're going to unapologetically be yourself. So no longer seeking the reassurance of others or anything else like that. Who cares? Because what you want for yourself, that's now, you are now realizing that is just worthy enough to go after your dreams. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Your opinion about yourself is the most important opinion, and let your dreams be your wings. So really lean into what your dreams are. Don't think that there's any dream too unrealistic for you, because that's the only thing that could stop you from achieving it, is your own limiting belief. So group 1, that is your reading. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'm so excited for you. Stepping up into a position of power, taking complete control over your life, and bringing in more abundance. Who doesn't want that message? So that was your reading. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, group 2, this is going to be your reading on who are you becoming. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so based off the current energies in your life, who are you becoming? All right, so to start, we have the 3 of Cups. So what this is telling me is that I feel like you're really stepping into a more social energy, a more social, engaging, kind of fun, excitable energy. I feel like you're getting to a position in your life where you're feeling I think I want to find your people. If you haven't already been doing that, or already have a solid group of people, I feel like you're going to be really finding your people. And that in itself is just going to amplify who you really are, and just getting to a place of feeling I think connection is going to be really important for you. And there'll also be some celebrating with that. So I feel like connecting with people who are really like-minded or on a similar path as you, and I really feel like it's almost just making it easier for you to be your authentic self, making you feel really radiant, feeling really excited and really supported. So let's see what else is coming up for you, group 2. We have the 6 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. Oh my gosh, okay. So the 6 of Wands is success. It's being recognized. So yeah, I feel like maybe you putting yourself out there more, you're going to be getting some recognition, have some success with something, and it's going to be this is a wish, a dream come true. That is what the 9 of Cups is all about. You see the little dandelions here, when you blow them, you make a wish. Well, this is that wish coming true. And the cups are all about emotional fulfillment and happiness and passions and creativity. So maybe in some way, you're kind of putting yourself out there in a creative way, and maybe you're getting recognition for that. And there's some gathering or some socializing that comes from this, and you're being recognized. So maybe for some of you, this is a workplace thing. Maybe for others of you, this is a family celebration. Maybe you're growing your family, maybe you're getting married, maybe you're getting engaged. Maybe for others of you, this is maybe you're an artist and you have an art show, you're putting your art out there, you're having success. This is oh my gosh. So there are many different ways this can go, but anything that relates to your happiness, your creation in life, creativity and passions, there's going to be major success with this. You're going to feel a whole new sense of confidence and hope, and this is a big dream come true. And it seems like this is really shifting you like in a direction of just being able to achieve much more, because now from this experience, it's like, okay, I am excited. I'm optimistic. Like, what else can I do? We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So I really feel like a weight is going to be lifted off your shoulders. It's almost like, yes, like I don't have to worry about this anymore. I'm accomplishing my dreams. I'm accomplishing my goals. Like, this is working out. I don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing with complete trust that like it's all okay. And then here we have the King of Swords in reverse. So what this is telling me is that there's maybe been a lack of like boundaries, and a lack of boundaries when it comes to what am I trying to say? Like what you're saying yes to and no to. Because this card in the upright is all about like, it's just too much work, kind of feeling burnt out, right? And then in the reverse, that's where it's like, weight lifted off my shoulders. Like we're kind of recovering from maybe doing too much. And with the King of Swords, the swords are all about our perspective, our understanding, and our communication. And when he's in the reverse, there's sometimes a lack of boundaries that can create a lack of clarity. And so I feel like maybe that's something that you have struggled with in the past, is like saying no to things so you can put yourself first, focus on yourself, get the things done that you need to get done. But sometimes it's easier to like worry about disappointing others, so we put ourselves last. So that's something that's coming up that absolutely I would just say be aware of and make sure you are staying on top of that, because that is what's really going to like help you move forward, is hold those boundaries. It's okay. Don't worry about making other people feel bad. Just like stand in that, because once you do that, that's you honoring yourself, standing in your truth, and that is how you get to a point of being able to put your all into what it is that you're creating and then have that success. Now we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So another thing that is also going to be very helpful that you shift now. So like, okay, you say this is telling me like, this is who you're creating, this is who you're becoming, and now here is the insight and guidance to making sure that that's achieved. So the King of Pentacles being in reverse also talks about, not necessarily exactly boundaries, but it's more so like discipline and organization and structure. And that's also something else that's going to be really beneficial and helpful as you continue this path of success with what it is that you're creating. And again, this could be family, you can be an artist, this could be a career path, this could be so many things. Here we have the Strength card. So Strength card takes courage, it takes self-trust, it takes confidence, and that's exactly what the Six of Wands is. It's like, yay, we won, there's a success, we're being recognized, this is boosting my confidence. Because with the Strength card, it's the ability to really like trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and you like grow your self-love, your self-empathy, and your self-confidence. And so I feel like once you start kind of making some boundaries with yourself, making some more structure, holding yourself accountable to it, and keeping that in mind, because sometimes we can put ourselves last by also like not holding boundaries on ourselves. It's not just making boundaries for other people, but making boundaries for ourselves. And so once we find the strength to stay disciplined, create these boundaries for ourselves or for others, or, everybody, right? That is what's going to really help build your confidence, build this sense of like empowerment, and again, just like feeling really hopeful with the potential of what it is that you're creating for yourself. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like sometimes there may be some doubts that come up, or worries of like not having enough time, or not doing it or like missing out. Like maybe some of you guys worry like, oh, if I go for it, what if I am not ready and I don't do it the right way and then I miss out on this? Or what if I don't have enough time? Or like some worries of that. But you're being asked to really not worry about that, because this opportunity is being presented to you. This opportunity for more of a sense of like, says not, that's not the word I was going to say. Stability. I don't know what I was going to say. More of a sense of stability and security, because the Pentacles have to do with our time, energy, and money. And all of those lead to our sense of stability and safety and security. And I mean, we have the King of Pentacles over here too, right? So more organization, structure, abundance, like that opportunity is being handed to you, and that is what you were creating. We clearly see that here with the success, the celebrations, and this dream come true. You just have to be willing to allow yourself to walk through those doors of potential and opportunity over here. And the way you can do that is find the strength to create more discipline and boundaries and structure in your life. So let's go ahead and do some oracle cards. See what else is coming up for you, group 2. Be bold and make the first move. So maybe, okay, this might not apply to everybody, but I feel like maybe some of you struggle with like maybe executive function or just feeling like overwhelmed. So you kind of get stuck and you're like, well, I have all these things I want to do. So what do I do? Maybe I'm going to do nothing. So it's like, don't do it. Like, don't think too hard about it. Literally just do something, do anything, because doing even that tiniest little thing, it might spark a little bit of energy or motivation to do the next thing. And even if you only start a bunch of things, like you still did something rather than just finishing one thing, you know? So don't let the worry or the doubts or the fears of not doing it in the way that you feel like you're supposed to do it make you just not do it at all. So be bold, make the first move. It is time to be taking action. What else for group 2s? This is a time to give rather than to take. So what this card means is it's finally time to give yourself the opportunity to accomplish these things. Because whenever we're constantly taking the shortcut or constantly waiting around for the best time or the thing to just happen, we are taking opportunities away from ourselves because we're trying to do the thing that makes us feel better in the moment, and maybe it only makes us feel better for just a minute or two. So it's time to give yourself the opportunity to really follow through and achieve the things that it is that you want to achieve, because it's fully possible. You just have to allow it. And believe in the impossible. I mean, that's how you get what it is that you want. You really have to believe in it, because you can do all the right things, but if you subconsciously don't believe that you can do it or that it's happening, you're going to continuously block yourself from it. So you have got to believe. And here we have culmination. So this is about creating creating a new sense of foundation. And that would make sense if you're creating this new sense of self, one that feels like, oh my gosh, I'm accomplishing my goals. I'm successful. People are noticing this. I have so many things to celebrate. I feel more confident in myself. I feel like I can say what's on my mind a little bit easier. That really is a whole entirely new foundation that you are now existing on. It's one of self-worth and excitement and hope. And then here we have deep knowing. So that is another thing, is like, I feel like maybe a lot of you are really intuitive. Maybe some of you know this, maybe some of you don't. But that's something that I think you really need to lean on and follow throughout this journey. You will probably know when you're maybe slipping into a bad habit or about to do something that's not going to be in this situation's best interest. So I feel like really lean on that. And once you can tell, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Listen to that. Get out of your comfort zone and like try not doing it. If that's something that you would normally do and it's just kind of in your routine, see what happens when you don't do it. Like, listen to your intuition, listen to your body, and that should also really help kind of lead the way, because there'll also be moments where you find yourself feeling like, oh, like, I don't know if I can really do the thing, or if I want to do the thing. I feel tired, or I feel overwhelmed, or like whatever it may be. But like recognizing that, okay, my mood, I'm not going to let that dictate my actions, because I know that what I genuinely want is for this thing to happen. So it's like trusting that deep knowing and that deep sense of like determination. So let's do one card from this deck here. Open your mind. Yeah, you really have to allow this. You really have to be so open to this opportunity. You have to believe it. You have to trust that you're capable of it. You have to open your mind that when you make these adjustments of creating more structure, stability, and boundaries and discipline in your life, that really everything is going to fall into place. And to not be worried that you're not going to lose out on any opportunity or any time. You just have to trust it, make the right moves, and it'll all fall into place. So the last thing that we are going to finish on are some cute little affirmation cards. So any last thing for group number 2. Never stop growing. And I love that we have a sunflower here, because this is all about authenticity. And when you have these 3 cards, 3 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups, like that is complete happiness and success and exactly who you are and what your passions are. And that really does nurture your authentic self. So not only are you becoming a more successful self, but you're becoming a more authentic self as well. I can make a difference. Absolutely, you really can. Whatever it is that you're trying to succeed at here, you absolutely can, and it is going to have an impact on other people as well. It is going to be inspiring and motivating, and believe in a bright future. Believe. That's like the biggest part of this. So group 2, that is your reading. I am so excited for you. This is going to be super duper awesome, and you absolutely got this. So yeah, that was it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, group 3, this is going to be a reading on who are you becoming. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So group 3, who are you becoming? All right, so to start, we have the 3 of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so what this tells me is that you are going to be moving in a direction that is bringing you a new sense of like material opportunity, material gain. I think some of you maybe you will be moving. You'll be moving to a new place, because this card is all about expansion. It's about the future, what direction it is that you're going to. Page of Pentacles. Pentacles has to do with the materialistic things in our life. This could be money, time, energy, health. And what I'm really feeling for some of you, not all of you, is that maybe some of you already have moved, or you are moving. And that in itself is kind of like creating this new potential for like a new self, a new beginning. Now, for those of you who are not moving, what I'm getting here is that a new like opportunity, more potential is being opened up to you, because there's a new opportunity when it comes to either like money or freedom or time, either money or time. So something of that sort is what's kind of creating this new start of expansion of your future. So let's do some more cards and see what else is coming up. We have the Queen of Swords. She's all about truth and clarity and direction. So not only are new opportunities opening up for more money or freedom, but this is really like a new sense of self. Like you're gonna have such a strong sense of direction, a strong sense of who you are and what it is that you're going after and exactly how to achieve it. I feel like you are becoming somebody who is going to have a much easier time speaking your mind, speaking your needs, speaking your truth, and not feeling unsure about it. It's feeling very confident in what it is that like you represent, what it is that you live for, how you present yourself, how you talk, all of that. Here we have the Hierophant. So this card represents knowledge and tradition. So what I'm kind of getting with this is I feel like due to your ability to know what it is that you want, right? If you're stepping into this position of like, okay, I'm expanding, I'm kind of like starting this journey of so much more potential, more money or more freedom, and I have a really strong sense of like how I'm gonna do that and who I am in that process. There has been so much to learn. So not only are you going to be learning a whole lot about yourself in this process, but I feel like others are going to be really learning from you. I feel like you are stepping up into a position where other people are going to be looking at you. And when we have the sense of tradition here, I feel like it's just like think about I guess like the expected way things would play out, right? So kind of like, I'm really having a hard time finding the words for this, so I'm just gonna try and explain it. Hopefully it makes sense. But I really felt like there was a, maybe typical is a better word, but like storyline for this, working really hard towards what you want, but there had maybe been some like kind of back and forth or like a lack of progress, a lack of direction. And I feel like either something you have just gone through or something you're about to go through, but recently there was a shift in your life that was almost like okay, like now it's time to really start. It's almost like a new era, a new chapter is what I'm getting with these two cards. And that's kind of what's bringing you down this path of like, oh, and now there's more success, now there's more understanding, now there's this and that. And that's where that like typical or traditional, I guess, awakening or like growth type of story is. So hopefully that made sense. But I really feel like you're stepping up into a position where others are going to be looking up to you, and that is possible because you have been, seeking insight and truth and clarity from others who have done the same. Here we have the Magician card in reverse. So what this is telling me is this is just giving me basically some guidance on how you can continue down this path. And this is asking you to not block your full potential. And the ways that you can block your full potential are by not reprogramming your subconscious mind to fully believe that it's yours and that you're capable. So whenever we are trying to accomplish these things, allow ourselves to embark on a new journey and allow ourselves to welcome in these opportunities, we have to not doubt it, or we have to not worry about the how or the why. But what we need to worry about is, what do we want? Great, it's yours. That is the magic of it. Don't worry too much about the details, because that is what will kind of slow things down or continue to block you from creating these things. But this is saying like you have that full potential. You just need to make sure you're continuously tapping into it. And then here we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So this may be a time to take some time for yourself. Take some time for yourself and focus on your own ambitions and goals. But next we have the Hermit card. So don't isolate yourself. So take time for yourself, but know that you don't have to do it all on your own. I really feel like there's just a time for some like reflection going on, some introspection going on, for you to recognize, okay, what are maybe some habits, some things in my life that I can like kick to the curb so I can follow down this path. And I feel like that's just going to take some time to be on your own. But again, not isolating yourself, but really just to have some moments to be looking inward and getting some insight and guidance from yourself rather than insight and guidance from, maybe like your friends or something like that. So what else is coming up for you, group 3? We also have the Four of Pentacles. So I absolutely feel like you are stepping in a direction where you are creating more of a sense of stability and security and safety for yourself. We have the Knight of Cups. This is somebody who is passionate and really, what's the word? I guess passionate is the best word, because the other words that come to mind are like romantic or creative, but I'm getting a sense of this is the overall feeling of your life at this point, just a strong sense of happiness. Maybe you're able to romanticize your life a little bit more. Your everyday things that it is that you're doing, you're just so happy. It feels so fulfilling. So yeah, it's this sense of like, almost like creativity or just happiness or inspiration because of how you're feeling emotionally, because of those happy, good emotions that you can now have. And then we have the 5 of Cups in reverse. So this is all about moving past those failures or moving past regrets and allowing yourself to let go of them and recognizing that none of that defines you now, none of that defines future you, that was all past you, and allowing yourself to move on is going to be so crucial in making this progress and stepping into a position of direction, clarity, and power, and allowing this new journey to really just be as positive and as beautiful as it can be for you. Once you can tap into your magician energy, which is like that manifesting energy, knowing your desire, believing it's yours, and letting it go, and having that introspection to realize what are my limiting beliefs, because that is what could close you off from those potential opportunities, right? So let's do some more cards, see what else is coming up for you, group 3. Yep, surrender to the divine. Say what you want, know it's yours, and let it go. Don't overthink it. Emotions are running high. Yep, absolutely, because once you start making these changes, once you start looking inward and getting a sense of idea of like, oh, this is why I have these limiting beliefs. This is why I have thought this before. Okay, well now here's what I'm going to do to kind of not allow that to happen anymore. That's a really, it's a very vulnerable time. You have to really allow your emotions to be felt, because that's how you process them and move through them and then create something new. And then you and your loved ones are safe. So please keep this in mind while you make this change and while you start looking inward and making these changes with yourself, because sometimes it can feel uncomfortable to make change, even when it's in our best interest. So just know that you are safe. You are okay. You just have to trust it. Surrender to the divine. Initiation. So definitely take action. Like, this is something that's going to be easy to put off. Easy to put off making these, internal emotional changes. But once you get going, it's going to be so much easier to just keep doing it. And adaptability. Yep. So again, that's just really like reiterating that point of surrender to the divine, like let it go. Things in life are not always going to go the way that we expect it to or want it to, and we have to just go with it, because if we worry about it too much or get super overworked about it, that can't change anything. It's just going to make us feel worse. Drop the drama, absolutely. So no more catastrophizing things. No more thinking the worst. Like, that we don't need all of that excess energy, all of that excess worry and doubt. Like, it's making it a bigger problem than it needs to be. No more excuses. No more complaining about all the tiny things or finding all the reasons why we can't do something. This is now your time to look inward, make those changes, let go of any past regrets or failures, and allow yourself to openly walk through these doors of this new journey to creating more abundance and more success and more stability in your life. There is no one better to be than myself. Absolutely. Comparison is the thief of joy, and that's something that can also get in the way of allowing yourself to walk through new open doors. Never stop growing. Also all about authenticity with this sunflower here. And allow yourself to dream. Absolutely, because when we don't allow ourselves to dream, that's us already like saying, oh, that's not possible. Why even bother daydreaming about it? Why even bother considering it? That's us saying no. That's our limiting beliefs talking. No more limiting beliefs. So group C, that is your reading. You absolutely got this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, group 4, this is going to be your reading on who are you becoming. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, group 4. Who are you becoming? Okay, so to start, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So I feel like patience is absolutely something that you are working on, because what this card talks about is long-term view. So being able to patiently wait for the things that you're creating, right? So you've planted the seeds, and now you are waiting to be able to enjoy them, of whatever it was that you planted. And with the Pentacles, this has to do with the physical things in our life. So this could be time, energy, money, health, your home, anything in your physical life. Okay? And so seeds have been planted to create more fulfillment, more harmony, more abundance in those areas in your life. And now you are kind of needing to be practicing this patience and gratitude for where you're at and the part of the journey that you are currently in. And then next we have the 4 of Wands. So this is about harmony in the home. This is a celebration. It's connection. It's family. It's everything that you could want when it comes to your home and your family. Like for some of you, this may be like an event, a celebratory event. This could be like a wedding. So, patiently waiting for this event. Sometimes we just have to this is a specific message, but I feel like some of you need to hear it. If some of you are waiting to be asked to be married, or if you're waiting to start planning it or whatever, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. It doesn't need to just immediately happen and be done and all this craziness, right? Because then you get to miss out on all the fun stuff, and it can be stressful. We can, have expectations and all this kind of thing, but I don't know, just let it go. It's okay. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. You're still gonna get your celebratory moment, and it's gonna be great. So that was a message for some of you. And then for others of you, just whatever it is that you're creating when it comes to your family dynamic or your home life, or your own foundation for yourself. There is going to be much success and much to celebrate in that. You just have to find gratitude for where you are currently at in your journey. So what else is coming up for you, group 4? We have the 9 of Cups. This is fulfillment. This is joy. This is like a dream come true. So I feel like you're really stepping up to a position in your life where you're going to feel more confident, where you're going to feel more on top of it and more capable. I'm also getting the sense that you're just going to feel really proud of yourself. And I think also, I guess this goes along with confidence, just more free to be yourself. And here we have the Queen of Wands. She is all about authenticity. She is so content and so proud and happy of who she is, and even all of the past versions of herself, even the ones that she wouldn't really align with now, because she accepts it for what it is, and that brought her to where she is now. So that is absolutely the energy that you are stepping into. Also, this is a real motherly energy card as well. So maybe for some of you, the celebration, what you are waiting for, maybe some of you is either getting pregnant or having a baby, if it's not a wedding or an engagement or something of that sort. So that could also be the family harmony that's coming into play here. This dream come true is that you're maybe becoming a parent. And of course, if that's not in your plans, I'm not saying you're just gonna randomly be a parent. Don't get scared if that's not what you're trying to do. That's only for some of you. And then here we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. So this is about priorities. So now we get to the part where we get guidance on how you can fulfill these things that you're starting to create in yourself, who you're starting to become. And that requires some looking at your priorities, where you're spending your time and energy, what means the most to you, and how can you make that align with your actions. And then here we have the Queen of Swords. She is all about truth, boundaries, clarity, direction. So once you get these priorities figured out, once you figure out how do you want to feel, how do you want to be treated, how do you want to treat others, how do you want your space to feel like, how much time do you want to be spending in your work-life balance, or friend personal life and work balance, or whatever that looks like. Figure out those priorities and cut out the stuff that does not need to be there. Okay, so next we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Lovers, and the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, I will start with these and then we'll do 2 more. So with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this just talks about maybe like negative cycles or bad cycles, bad habits that we like keep finding ourselves in, and we're like, oh, like maybe this is why we can't get to the point where we want to be, right? So maybe for some of you it is like bad habits, or maybe for others it just feels like this same, like almost like bad luck or whatever just keeps happening to you. Like, why do I find myself in the same situation, the same cycle? Well, I think it's because maybe the priorities are a little bit out of whack, and that's causing a disconnect. Also, whenever we're not feeling gratitude for where we are in the current moment and we're focused on the lack and we're worried about all these other things, that also shows where our priorities are out of whack, because we're prioritizing our fear, our worries, our doubts over our beliefs, our hopes, and our sense of self. So that's something else that can be worked around. And then we have the Lovers card. So this is all about connection. However, it's also about choices. Because if you look here, he's looking at her and she's looking at this divine angel being here, right? So what are the priorities? Where do you want your focus to be? It's just kind of asking you that. Where do you want your focus to be? What do you want to connect with? What do you want to have this sense of like being in love with? Is it with yourself? Is it with a partner? Are you bringing a child into this world? Are you making your child more of a priority over your work? Like just different things, right? This can apply in many different ways. And then moving to the Six of Cups, this talks about revisiting your past and understanding something from it, analyzing something from it, maybe even healing past traumas, whether it was in your own childhood or in your teens or early adulthood or whatever this looks like for you. In your past, there's something you're going to be revisiting and getting a better understanding of, and maybe that'll also help you understand, why are my priorities like this? Why do I think this way? Why do I find myself in this like same cycle that I'm trying to get out of? Ooh. Next we have the Knight of Cups. So this talks about that maybe there has been some issues when it comes to love connections, romantic connections, or even just like family connections. So I think that's something that you're being really called to like look at and heal, to understand, that things that made you feel like you weren't enough, that's not your fault, and understanding different scenarios like that you were not the reason that you were made to feel how you felt. It was, these other things. It was how the other person was feeling. They took it out, made you feel that way, right? That's when we go back and analyze these past experiences that have maybe made us have these limiting beliefs or limitations on ourselves, or have kept us stuck in certain cycles. So I feel like, because this over here, it's waiting for that harmony and that dream come true and that celebration to have this family or sense of self and be your true authentic self. And then through that, you have to go and analyze your past relationships that you've had in your life, whether it's family, friend, or romantic, so you can continue to build on this exact goal here of creating this dynamic that you want. And so when this has like this lack of or like issues with those connections, that's what that is telling me. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So yeah, it's those thoughts, it's those limiting beliefs that if anything is going to get in the way, that's what it is. So you're really being called to let those go, to analyze these things, get a deeper, more comprehensive understanding of where it came from and why you feel the way that you do. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, get really in touch with your emotions. It's just going to be a big healing time for you to be creating what it is that you want. Believe in the impossible. Absolutely. When you can let go of these limiting beliefs, start believing in the impossible, you're going to notice that all these things just really start to fall into place. Here we have, don't let pride get in your way, and meditate and contemplate. So with don't let pride get in your way, this is meaning like one, it's okay to be wrong. Two, it's okay to change. Sometimes we can get so stuck and worried of like, what are other people gonna think of me? What if I like don't do it good enough, right? And people criticize me, people judge me, like this and that. Like that's your ego, that's your pride getting in the way from you making the correct change to your life that would benefit you. So different things like that. Try and not let that dictate your decisions, and know that like just do what you're gonna do. Like honestly, nobody else really cares, and if they do care, that's their own problem. And then we have meditate and contemplate. So just making sure that you are taking time for yourself, regulating your nervous system, regulating your body, feeling grounded. That is going to be really important when going through these emotional experiences that you are trying to heal, so you can create that harmony and stability in your life. So absolutely make sure that you are just doing things to regulate your nervous system. And you're very close to achieving your goal. I wasn't going to do more of these cards, but then I just did it. So here we go. You're very close to achieving your goal. Look at that. I'll just put it right there. Okay, now let's do one of these. We'll do two of these. Here we have consciousness. So whenever you're meditating, I think visualizing is something that's going to be really, really helpful, because this is connected to the third eye chakra. And so when you're meditating, if you can visualize what it is that you want for yourself, whether it's like in a partner or in a family dynamic or just in your home, your emotions, again, how you want to be treated, all this, right? If you can like visualize maybe some few detailed things about that, that is a fantastic way to manifest. And when you're meditating, and that's a great opportunity to connect with your intuition, with your higher self. And so through visualizing and feeling more connected, and like, you know, getting more connected with your intuition, it kind of helps bring more clarity, and it makes it a little bit easier to manifest your desires. And then here we have expression. So communication, the way you communicate to yourself and the way that you communicate to others is going to be super important in this time, which makes sense if you're going through this healing journey. Communication is so important and can be sometimes a little bit tricky when we're feeling heightened emotions. So that's just something to keep in mind. And another thing with expression is also with authenticity. So you're going to be stepping into a position where you are now feeling like you can more freely express yourself. Embrace change. Yeah, you really have to let this happen. You have to go back and discover what things are holding me back, what things are making me feel like it's unsafe to make this change. You really have to open yourself up to this and let go of those limiting beliefs and those doubts, or else you will find that you're just going to continuously feel delayed. But again, this is who are you becoming? So this is already letting you know like what it is that you're creating. This is just giving you the insight to make it happen a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can dim the light that comes from within. Another card all about shining as your true, authentic self. That just seems to be like such a big thing here. Heal those old wounds, allow your authentic self to shine, and don't feel ashamed for who you are. Enjoy where you are now. Absolutely. Find gratitude and patience for where you are right now. And be gentle with yourself. The way you communicate with yourself is so freaking important. So that is your reading group 4. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave me some feedback in the comments below, as I really appreciate it. Give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.